bubbles crack and pop on the surface. And when he thought it was time, into the ice water went his finger. And he would leave it there until it was completely numb. And I do mean completely. He felt nothing. Because the next thing he did, quickly, very quickly, was out of the ice water into the kettle, out of the kettle into the ice water. Candy makers had to feel the candy to know if it was ready. Bad thing about that was if it wasn't ready, they had to do it all over again. We do know this is true because we actually use the same recipe that Gustav Schimpff wrote out in 1891 to make our red hots today. On the recipe is the instructions of what the candy should feel like on your finger when you pull it out. The current owner, Warren, says he can do it. He also says we can do it. Do you want to? Our mamas didn't raise no fools. We're going to use the thermometer. Here at Schimpff's, we also use all antique equipment. The first antique that we're using today is the stove itself. It's over 85 years old. Although it's ugly, there's not a wrinkle on it anyway. It was built by a company called Vulcan Hart, which is embossed on the front. Vulcan Hart is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's still in business today. It's still building stoves today, just not stoves quite like this one. This particular stove, and we actually have two, there's a twin to it in the back, is cast iron, brick line, and gas fired. It's a typical candy maker stove, and you can tell that by the rings in the center. We can add the rings or take the rings out to accommodate the different size kettles we use. Today we're using the 15-pound kettle, so we have all the rings in. But if we were going to use the 25-pound or 50-pound kettle hanging on the wall down there, we would take the rings out so that the kettle would sit down on the flame. What's your temperature now?
290.
290. So it's getting there. The next antique that we're using